And we back. I was browsing through the KOT4Q subreddit and I saw this challenge. It's from Sorry AD or Sorry Ad and it's a paragraph. So bear with me. Brother has dyslexia. Let's get to it. You know how there's 30 picks in the NBA draft? Well, do you know which pick is the best? Do a draft sim where each team is a different spot. So the first overall picks in NBA history all on one team. The 30th overall picks in NBA history all on one team. No, we ain't got second rounders. No, we don't got undrafteds. Hey, a team of undrafted, low key, could give you a run for the money. Today we're just doing first rounders, okay? Maybe in the future we'll do second rounders and then we'll also do undrafteds. Things get kind of muddled in this one. I'll explain to you in a minute. It took me like 4 hours to create this roster. So leave a like, subscribe if you're new. Let's get into it. Back in the day, I used to real life threaten y'all. Leave a like or this is gonna happen. I mean, I was bluffing 99% of the time and it used to work. I was watching an old video from 2K19 and it had like 50,000 likes just because I said we won't be friends no more. So leave a like or we won't be friends no more. Right? Okay, cool. Like I said, things get kind of muffled once we get towards the end and part of that is because in 1965, there were 28 teams. So there was no 28th overall pick in the first round. But there might have been a 28th overall pick. It just so happened to be in the second round or the third round. Just listen. I had fun here. It took a long time, but it ain't perfect. All right. So let me introduce you to the first overall pick team, the 76ers. These are the guys that were the #1 selected player in their draft class. And as you can imagine, it has some all-time greats. LeBron James, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Magic Johnson, Tim Duncan, Shaquille O'Neal, Hakeem Olajuwon, Oscar Robertson, David Robinson, Elgin Baylor, Patrick Ewing, Allen Iverson, Anthony Davis, Kyrie Irving, Blake Griffin, Derrick Rose, and we back to LeBron. Now, how did I determine which first overall picks get there? It was strictly based off overall. So if you had the highest overall, you on the team. So you're like, Kenny, what about this player? What about this player? Don't worry about it. It's not super relevant because they didn't have the higher overalls. Blake Griffin low-key kind of snuck in here. It's a big fall off. But what we have learned throughout the history of this channel is just because you got a bunch of high overall players do not mean you guarantee the championship. We found that out a couple days ago. So let me introduce you to the second overall picks. Also, pretty legendary. Bill Russell, Jerry West, and now I'm low-key kind of checking my work. That's why you see me clicking in just to see drafted. First round, second pick, 2007. Just to double check. Jason Kidd, Isaiah Thomas, Wes Unseld, Rick Barry, Gary Payton, Bob Pettit is in here as well. Ja Morant makes the cut because of 93 overall. He's higher than Dave Bink. He's higher than Earl the Pearl Monroe. He's higher than Alonzo Mourning, Rudy Tomjanovich, higher than all of those guys. Second overall pick team, kind of a brick as well. Third overall pick, just so happened the Bulls were third and they got the greatest third overall pick, the greatest pick in NBA history if you ask me. Michael Jeffrey Jordan is here. Bob Cousy, third overall pick in the 1950 draft. He's here. He's 96. He's great. James Harden, also third overall pick, great. Joel Embiid, also third overall pick, great. Luka Doncic, hey, third overall pick, got some hitters. That's all I'm saying. Pistol Pete Maravich. I mean, it keeps going and going and going. Some of them I had to double check. And then Al Horford sneaks in at an 85 overall. But hey, he's here. Fourth overall pick has Dave Cowens and Chris Paul as their top two dudes. Also got Russell Westbrook and Alvin Adams at the bottom of things. Prime Mike Conley. You take that, right? Prime Mike Conley is on the team. Fifth overall pick, kind of nice. You got the big ticket. Walt Frazier, Scottie Pippen. Come on, man. Dwayne Wade, Vince Carter. This might be slightly unfair because I brought in Charles Barkley, but I didn't load in like Reggie Miller or other people that aren't in the game. Or Ron Artest, Pau Gasol. But I did bring in Charles because I already had a file of Charles and I just went over and put him in. So maybe not fair to some of the other ones, but it don't really matter. And then at the bottom of this one, you got Purvis Short. Fifth overall pick, got a whip for sure. Trae Young makes a cut there. Sixth overall pick, we got Larry Bird. I did not know that Larry Bird's a sixth overall pick. 5 other people drafted in front of one of the greatest of all time. Also got Damian Lillard. This was a spot that I could have brought in Brandon Roy. Right? Brandon Roy, 6th overall pick, and I forget which year's draft, 2007? No. What year was Brandon Roy? Either way, I could have brought him in, but I didn't load him in, all right? I said I was wrong, and I'm just accepting that. Overall, this team is cool, but it's got a lot of way older players like Adrian Dantley. It's got Fred Brown. It's got Tom Gugliotta. I was saying Rudy Tomjanovich for some reason. We got Wally Zerviak, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of older players, and then once we get to the bottom, yeah, Jarrett Culver's on the team. sometimes it's just to fill a roster. You're going to see some roster fillers the deeper we get into it, because you can imagine we get to the 22nd overall pick. A lot of the 22nd overall picks in history aren't in the game, even if they're bad, not like bad role plays. You know what I'm saying? So we just got to deal with it. Now we got the 7th overall pick. It is Steph Curry. It is John Havlicek. It is Chris Mullin and Comp. It is Kevin Johnson. I don't think they had a center. Yeah, this team didn't have a center other than Bismack Biyombo, but they got Captain Kirk Heinrich. Captain Kirk is here, baby. That's all I care about. Also, Wendell Carter. Could have put Larry Marketing on the team too. The Bulls just find a way to get the 7th overall pick. Did we also get, was Luol Deng also 7 or was he 9? Luol Deng was also 7. The Bulls find a way to get 7. Now, he wasn't drafted by the Bulls, but he was traded to the Bulls on draft night. So, same thing. We got the Atlanta Hawks here, who are the 8th overall pick, and now we start to see, like, this is still a solid roster, but you compare it to some of the other teams, you're like, maybe not so much. And a lot of it, again, are the older players. You got Ron Harper here before the injuries. The best version of Rudy Gay in the game is an 83 overall. I don't know. We got one of the best playmakers in history in Andre Miller, Kerry Kittles, Larry Hughes, Jackson Hayes, Stanley Johnson, Frank Ntilikina, and roster filler. Roster filler makes an appearance very early on, so that's fun. Now we got the 9th overall pick. Low-key got some hitters here, but it's still not the deepest of rosters. You got Dirk, you got T-Mac, you got Mel Daniels, who still I don't know much about, because I think it's because he played in the ABA before coming to the NBA, and his NBA career wasn't that long. He went to go play overseas for a season and came back and gave it another shot. He might have dealt with injuries, but we're talking about a guy that was drafted in 1967. I don't know anything about it, but he's a Pacer legend, so shout out to him. They got JoJo White, Amari Stoudemire, Sean Marion, Kemba Walker. This is a good team. This would be a fun team to watch with T-Mac, Dirk, and then you got the defenders like Sean Marion and JoJo White. That would be fire. DeMar DeRozan's also on the roster. Iggy, 9th overall pick. Gordon Hayward. You got my boy Joakim Noah, yes sir, and then Andre Drummond. You got Bulls past and Bulls present, you know what I'm saying? 10th overall pick ain't that deep of a team, but it does have Paul Pierce. It has the truth. It has Paul George, Eddie Jones, Caron Butler, Brooke Lopez, Jason Terry, CJ McCollum, Horace Grant, Mikal Bridges, and then basically roster fillers because, come on, man. It don't really matter because at the end of the day, they're probably running an 8-9-man rotation anyway. So once we get to like the Justice Winslows and the Zach Collins, who I'm just realizing his primary position is center and his secondary position also says center. I've never even seen that before, but you got it. Utah Jazz for the 11th overall pick. They have Fat Lever, Klay Thompson, Kiki Vandeweghe, and then some other people down here. Not the deepest of rosters, but hey, it is what it is. They almost filled it out. They got Michael Carter-Williams. Part of me was trying to figure out, should I make the prime version of everybody? Like, if we made prime Michael Carter-Williams, he probably somewhat like this. We'll do it for him. That's rookie. Let's say this is rookie Michael Porter Jr. Next, we got the 12th overall pick, Sacramento Kings. Muggsy Bogues with Julius Erving. Brian Winters? I guess so, yeah. Jim Paxson, right? Yeah, okay, 12th. Now I'm really starting to check myself because I don't know a thing about Jim Paxson other than the teams he played for. I don't know what college you went to. It was Dayton. I ain't know you was a 12th overall pick. Another scenario, I'm just going to get the prime version of Thaddeus Young. Last year, he was an 80 overall. 2 years ago, he was an 80 overall with the Bulls. We just going to say that was his prime because that was basically his best season. Next, we got pick number 13. Unfortunately, this team wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be because we all know that pick number 13 had Kobe, had Zach LaVine, had Devin Booker, had Donovan Mitchell. You're like, man, they got a whip, but it's all shooting guards. They're all shooting guards, and they all are bucket-getting shooting guards. Look at that. You also get Karl Malone, so that helps with some other stuff with scoring and some rebounds and some free throw attempts, but like, they got Richard Jefferson too, and Corey Maggette was nice, but they got a lot of roster filler. They just do. Steve Nash is 15. I made a mistake. I mean, the last time he played for the Lakers, it wasn't very fun anyway. So maybe it's best that he's not here. So we'll move him on over to the Orlando Magic in a second. But other than that, they got like Clyde Drexler, Tim Hardaway Sr., Hal Greer, Peja Stojakovic, Bam Adebayo. You know what I'm saying? It's not a very deep team. Denzel Valentine, we grabbed him out of free agency. So yeah, we got to get. I'm gonna put that in my notes so I don't forget. Get Nash to his new team. All right, so now we get to the Orlando. Now that's got me thinking that I also had other mistakes here. I'm a little bit afraid about that now. But these guys up top with Steve Nash is going to be cool. They just aren't the deepest team. You're going to have Kawhi, Steve Nash, and Giannis. I mean, you got shooters like Dale Curry. You got Brad Davis, who I don't know anything about. But their starting center is Robin Lopez. But they got Sekou Doumbouya on their roster as well. So there we go. Next, we have the Dallas Mavericks, who are the 16th overall pick. They got Swin Nader. They got John Stockton. Hedo Turkoglu, Vucevic, and Nurkic, a bunch of foreign-born NBA players. While I look at it, Turk, Vuce, Nurk, Sengun, not a good team. Let's be honest, not a good team. We move on to the, this is where things get interesting, right? So Rich again was a second round 8th pick, but when he was drafted in 1954, it ended up being, this is the 17th overall pick because they didn't have the amount of teams to make it work. You know what I'm saying? Okay, cool. So this is the 17th overall pick team. Sean Kemp, do we need to go over it? You understand it's not very good. They got Iman Shumpert. Let me get him prime Iman Shumpert, because prime Iman Shumpert was actually kind of nice. I'll get him 80 overall. Let's say he was an 80, and we move on to another team that doesn't have a lot. They got Joe Dumars, though, 18th overall pick. Another guy, Calvin Murphy, who's the 18th overall pick, but again, they played in an era where it wasn't a lot of teams, so he's going to end up right there. David West is here. BJ Armstrong is here. Eric Bledsoe, I'll give them prime Eric Bledsoe. I would say prime Eric Bledsoe was kind of like an 80. Everybody's just going to be an 80. Once I make you in your prime, you're an 80 overall player. 19th overall pick has Nate Archibald. It has Zach Randolph, Tobias Harris, John Collins, Sadiq Bey. Okay, you know the rest. Oh, no. Prime Jeff Teague. Let's say prime Jeff Teague is an 84. And we're going to keep it at an 84. Maybe it's a little bit higher than that. We are talking about one-time All-Star Jeff Teague, right? One-time All-Star and NBA champion in 2021. Oh, he's on the Bucks? I'm going to keep it a buck with you. I don't remember him being on the Bucks for that championship team. Maybe just because he didn't get a lot of PT or any PT at all. So I give them prime Gary Harris. Yeah, prime Gary Harris. 79 overall. Prime, yep. Give everybody their prime. We move. These teams on the bottom half probably won't make the playoffs. Gus Williams, you got Big Z at pick number 20. DeLon Wright, Matisse Thybulle. Yeah, it's not the greatest. 80 overall, Evan Fournier. Surprisingly pretty good up top, 21, 21, and 21. But other than that, it's just not enough. These are real people. Mark Bryant and John Barry. These are real people that were drafted there. They were sitting at the bottom of their respective teams with the legendary teams, and they just don't got it. The Raptors are the 22nd overall pick. As you can see, not very good. Oh, I'll give them prime J-Dub. That's about right, J-Dub. We got respect for you over here. 23rd overall pick sees AC Green, who has one of the best pitches in all of 2K. Gotta love the Jerry Kerr era. We got Devin George, Tyronn Lue. But that's it. Surprisingly, 24? Compare it to 23, 22. Like, 24 has AK-47. It's got Kyle Lowry. It's got Arvydas Sabonis. It's got Terry Porter, Sam Cassell, Serge Ibaka, Latrell Sprewell, Anthony Simons, Tyus Jones, Reggie Jackson. Like, they got Rudy Fernandez, Rick Fox. This team is not bad. I wouldn't be surprised if this team stuck into the playoffs. Not saying they're gonna make some noise, but I wouldn't be surprised. They got a very deep team for the 24th overall pick. That's all. 25th overall pick. Tony Allen's the second best player on the team. The defense is gonna be nasty. Jared Wallace, you got Nick Batum, you got Tony Allen. I don't know if Mark Price is a good defender at all. I'm gonna go with no. OKC Thunder literally has 3 people. 26th overall pick. If you land at the 26th overall pick in NBA history, you're not drafting anybody of big significance. You got Vlade, you got K Martin, and you got Taj. And then this team is winning 7 games. 7 games. The 27th overall pick, not too bad up top. I'm going to do them a favor because Pascal is more like a wing in the big body. I'm making them a small forward so they can start all of their guys, because at that rate, they weren't going to be able to. Now they can. Tony Parker at 28 with Jordan Poole at 28, Tiago Splitter, and Greg Ostertag. That's it. The Warriors are 29th. They got DeJounte Murray. They got Johnson, Tony Kukoc, PJ, Vinny Del Negro, and then you got Mad Mark Madsen. There you go. Who was dancing his butt off once they won that championship. He was lit. That liquor got into him, and it was nothing you could tell him. He was dancing all over the place. And then lastly, the 30th overall pick, Jimmy Butler, Gilbert Arenas, Spencer Hayward, Desmond Bane, Anderson Varejao. Like, this is not a bad team for the 30th overall pick. Festus Ezeli, Kevon Looney. And yeah, we move. So the last thing I got to do before we start our simulation is put Steve Nash on his right team. I turned off trades. So let me go turn trades back on. Steve Nash, boom. All right, let me know in the comment section, strictly based on what you know now. Look at Robin Lopez's picture. Hey, that's pretty good, man. That's a pretty good picture of Robin. Okay, it's not. It's like deep fried. It's like when Kawhi Leonard went to meet President Obama and he deep fried that picture. You know exactly what I'm talking about, right? Okay. It's actually not good at all. But he got a picture compared to the other people who don't. Free agency is kind of a bloodbath too, because I just have a bunch of random people like Giannis, like Kawhi. Because what I was doing is I was going to all-time rosters and going through the all-time 76er team. Okay, AI was the first overall pick. I'm going to put him on the team. Joel Embiid is the 3rd overall pick. I'm going to put him on a different team. So that's why you got the current day version of these people here. Actually, this is not current day Joel Embiid. This is all-time team Joel Embiid. But this is current day Giannis. Nope, this is not current day Giannis. This is current day Kawhi. It's current day James, but I got the best version of James because now James is just a little bit worse. Okay, not a little bit. He's worse than the other one. Let's simulate. We're gonna go to the break. I want to really jump into some games and watch these teams go against each other. But I mean in the playoffs where the stakes are higher than these regular season games. So the All-Star draft just happened, and John Stockton is the captain of the West Coast, and out East is Karl Malone. The teammates. Is Jordan not an All-Star? Do y'all? Okay, Michael Jordan is a reserve. Okay, cool. Vlade Divac is an All-Star. You know why Vlade Divac is an All-Star? Because he's playing on that team with Taj Gibson and one other person. Somebody has to score. How many points are you averaging, Vlade? I bet they have 7 total wins on the season. He not even hooping. He shooting 40% from. Okay, you trying to? Oh, that's one of the best seasons of the simulation. How many wins did I say they was gonna have? Did I say 7? Did I say that they probably got 7 wins? Check out 2. Just leave it at that. I'm just gonna leave it at that. We'll go through it at the end of the season. They have 2 wins. And the people were like, they deserve an All-Star. LeBron won MVP averaging 17, 5, and 10. Now, the overall stats aren't going to be crazy because this team has 99, 100% NBA Hall of Famers on it. But you know what I'm saying? They had to win 70-plus games. They had to. Wow. My boy Frank Torres. No. Russell Westbrook is a 6th man for the Cavaliers. Giannis wins Defensive Player of the Year. That's saying a lot because we got some of the greatest defenders of all time in this. So to have Giannis do that, crazy. Aaron Holiday wins Most Improved because he's playing, because he was drafted 23rd, and he probably was not even playing. He was starting out there, so shout out to him. Coach Bud, which is the Bucks, which is the 2nd overall pick. They have a better record than the 1st overall pick team. NBA First Team sees Mark Price, 26-10 from Mark Price. Oh my God, that's amazing. John Stockton was averaging 20 and 13. Legit, these are video game numbers. These are John Stockton video game numbers, but he was doing it in real life back in the day. LeBron, you saw win MVP. Giannis averages 24.5 and 12.5 rebounds with 6 assists. His team's probably not as good as LeBron's. That's why LeBron won MVP. But God, this is an insane season. And then Vlade, on a team that won, I don't know how many games they won, but at the halfway mark, they had 2 total wins. He got All-NBA First Team. Crazy. 2nd team is Nate Archibald. Actually, the numbers are pretty good. It's higher than I expected. Alex English was a bucket in his time, and he's doing that in 2022. Spencer Hayward, bucket, 28 points per game. Now, he did that one time in his career in Seattle. And then Dave Cohen's averages 17 and 13. Glad Drexler, 26, 6, and 7. Then we got Big Gilbert Arenas. Karl Malone is here. Then we got Larry Bird, 21, 8, and 7.5, 54. Oh, he couldn't get that 90% from the free throw line. And bam, Adebayo makes all NBA team. Defensive team sees Mike, Ron, Giannis, Kawhi, and Bill Russell. Giannis and Kawhi on this. I'm telling you, Giannis and Kawhi on the same team. They also have Steve Nash. I would not be surprised if this is a playoff team. Jimmy, Stockton, AK-47, Scotty, and then Dikembe, and then you're going to see Sengun, and then Frank Torres. I was wrong about Giannis and Kawhi and Steve Nash making the playoffs. I was wrong. But let's see what happened throughout the league. Starting from the bottom, 16-win team, Rajon Rondo, 21st overall pick team. Their starting lineup saw Brandon Clark starting, and then they had John Barry. And yeah, it makes sense why this team is trash, because even though they might have some good players up top, once those players come out the game, it is GG's for everybody. Pacers. Who is the most disappointed team? I didn't expect the Pacers to do much. They got a nice, okay roster, but you compare it to some of the other ones, not really. The Raptors were later down the line, even starting a Frank Torres. A Frank Torres starting on your team is disappointing. This team, I would say, is disappointing. Not making a play-in at all. You got Devin Booker, Kobe, Karl Malone, and then Donovan Mitchell and Zach LaVine and Richard Jefferson on the bench. I thought that would be a good enough team to at least make the play-in. But nope, they are not. And then lastly, we have the Giannis team. I'm surprised that Steve Nash only averaged 10 assists with the cast he's got. He's got one of the greatest shooters in the history of basketball. My boy shot 45% from 3. Probably at a high clip too. Then you got Giannis and Kawhi and Robin Lopez, so you only averaged 10 assists, Steve? So the top is the top, right? This is the 2nd overall pick team. They won the conference as far as regular season goes by 1 game, and right behind them was the 1st overall pick team. Then we got the 3rd overall pick team. Oh, this is fourth. The Bulls are third. The third overall. So the top 4 in the Eastern Conference are 1, 2, 3, 4, just in a different order. The Bulls went on a big win streak to end the season. They have the best point differential in the Eastern Conference. I don't know how much that means once we get to simulate in the postseason, but that's pretty spectacular. This team is crazy. Bob Cousy, MJ, Melo, Mikal, and then Joel. Oh my God, this team is nasty. I love it, as you can imagine, being the black, red, and white. And then we got the 5th overall pick team. It's going in order. This is not 6th overall. This is 9th overall. They steal it. And then 10th overall, 17th overall. Okay, what's the lowest team to make the playoffs? There's 8. So far, 17th. 30th is here, ladies and gentlemen. The last pick in the first round at least made the play-in. They are a 500 team. Whoo, you love to see it. All right, let's go look at the Western Conference, because things get a little bit weirder over here. Actually, the Eastern Conference is a bloodbath. The more I think about it, the more I think I should have divvied it up a little bit better. First overall pick in the Eastern Conference, 2nd overall pick in the Western Conference, 3rd overall pick in the Eastern Conference, 4th overall pick in the West. Because you got to think about it, once you look at the top teams in basketball, they're all Eastern Conference as far as alphabetical goes. This team being the best, they're number 7. 27 wins would have put them as a 6th seed if they were in the Eastern Conference. So yeah, I did not weigh the difficulty equally, but so be it. We still here. 12th overall picks is the 2nd team. Yeah, whatever team wins the East is winning it all, because we got playoff teams with negative point differential. Nah, that couldn't happen on the other side. The way I'm doing this, I'm slow grinding it. I'm waiting for game 7s. We have one game 7 in the first round. It is Lakers versus San Antonio Spurs. This is one of the teams I said I wouldn't be surprised if they made the playoffs because they had such good depth. Is that 24th overall pick versus 13th? No. What pick was Bam? 14th overall pick. Oh, it's so very close. Let's get it. Give me something nice. We got AK-47 versus All-NBA team Bam Adebayo. So far through the first half, it was close, and then we get to that second half, and the Lakers blow it out of the water. It's not even close anymore. Man, that is a huge blowout. Was an All-NBA Bam? It wasn't. He played his role, though. 16 rebounds for a guy coming off the bench is pretty dope. Actually amazing. That's what Herb Williams does, I guess. Per 36, he was averaging about that, so he's pretty good. Tim Hardaway, Hal Greer held it down. AK-47 has 6 offensive rebounds. He's not a guy. They don't really have, like, a supreme scorer. They have a bunch of good guys that are really good at certain stuff, but nobody that could just take the ball and say, I'm going to get us a bucket. You know what I'm saying? And the other team did. That man, Tim Hardaway, got tons of buckets in his career. Even got Clyde Drexler. I didn't even realize. Clyde Drexler, tons of buckets in his career. Other team didn't have that. So we got a 1, 2, 3, 4 on this side, and then a 1, 2. We got a 3 seed being upsetted. The 3 seed being upsetted by Dirk and company. 4th overall pick team loses to 9th overall pick team. All right, let's get into the second round, and hopefully we get a game 7 somewhere. We got a game 7. 2nd overall pick versus 5th overall pick. Big Ticket versus Bob Pettit, Jerry Westwell Frazier. This is a crazy matchup. Now, they are losing a little bit of value at the center position, where it's Boogie versus Wes Unseld. But Boogie got the size advantage over Unseld. Let's see if that matters. Man. I just want it to be close. You know, I ain't got no favorites. I don't care who wins or who loses. I just want it to be close. And so far, it is. Stay that way. It's not. We need a run. We need a big-time run. It's not. We see the Milwaukee Bucks advance as the 1 seed. The Bulls got swept, by the way. The team I was so excited about. The team, they had the highest point differential in all of basketball. Couldn't even take a game away from the almighty Celtics. So we got a 1, 2, and a 1, 3. Easy for the Lakers. The Lakers are in the finals. Are we serious? All right, whoever wins this is beating the Lakers. That's just the way I'm looking at it. I don't think it's going to be even close. I think it's going to be like a sweep or a 5-game series, because these teams out east are something different. 1 minute to go. I don't think that's, yeah, they did it, bro. It wasn't close enough. Man. It wasn't close enough. And just like that, our Eastern Conference representative is the 2nd overall pick, Jason Kidd, Rick Barry, Kevin Durant, and company. And they are going against Clyde Drexler, Tim Hardaway Jr., Peja Stojakovic. Like, it's not a bad team. But if you're losing in practically every position, I don't really like your odds. So far, it hasn't even been close. I've been simcasting these, hoping that we get one close game. Don't matter if it's game 1 or game 7. Like, I just want one game to jump into. Because I said earlier, I want to jump into games. I want to see some action. But, like, if the games are going to be like this, there is no action to be seen. These are blowout after blowouts. And I said I don't think it was going to be close, but I didn't think it was going to be this bad either. Shout out to the Lakers, man, for winning the Western Conference, but you got matched up with the greatest team of all time, apparently. The Lake Show. Yes, we got to jump in a moment. Let's get it. All right, it is a 1-point game with a minute and a half-ish to go. Tree Wallace is in the game, Clyde Drexler. I hate that all these old-timey players end up wearing generics. It's just so unrealistic. If anything, put them in some, anything, Converse. I don't care. Put them in something that's not the 2K generics, because the 2K generics is legit the ugliest sneaker they could have possibly put up. Look, Bill Russell wearing some Converse, and he doing his thing in them. Good defense by KD. Also gets the rebound, kicks it up to GP. GP trying to force his way through Glad to Glad, and he misses it. That's not a good take, GP. All right, Hal Greer with the ball being guarded by Jerry West. Oh, no look pass to Bam Adebayo. KD playing some great defense, but Bam is an all-NBA player if you didn't know. He's strong like that. And they take the lead with a minute to go. All right, Jason Kidd with the ball. What are we doing, Jason? Good pass, Bob Pettit. He leaned away, didn't matter. He was creating space between the ball and this defender, and he finds the rim, and they're back up by 1 with 1 minute to go. Who the heck? Oh, it's Tim Hardaway. I'm like, who is this? This is Tim Hardaway. Hit him with that double bing. Bing, bing, bing. Cross him over. Pick by Bam Adebayo. Gives it up to Hal Greer. Bam comes, sets another screen, kind of. They're double teaming Hal. They're double teaming off Tim Hardaway, but they didn't get the rotation fast enough. Bam ends up wide open under the basket, and Bam is wearing number 54, which is ugly as heck, but he got the biggest buckets of the game so far. Oh my God, Jason. Oh my God, hold on. We need a replay of that. Jason Kidd getting flashy in the final minutes of an NBA championship game. He beats his defender, throws a, was that behind the back? Oh, just a smooth no look to Mr. Pettit, who even though he had all defenders around, goes right up over both of them and gets a basket, puts them back up by 1. If they win this game, the series is over. So it's a big moment for the Lakers, man. You got to keep hope alive. Tim Hardaway brings the ball up again. Bam with another screen. Bill with the hedge, and he doesn't even contest. Tim Hardaway gets an easy bucket, and it's back to a 1-point game in the Lakers' favor with a little over 1 shot clock possession to go. Oh my God, I wasn't looking. I don't even know what happened. Gary Payton scored. I don't even know what happened. What just happened? Gary Payton got a basket off the inbound? Like, how did that happen so smoothly? Bill Russell gets the ball from the ump or the ref. Jeez, I'm watching too much baseball. This man, Jason Kidd, is really crazy with the dimes. Oh, snap. Oh, my God. He had his defender beat by 1 step. Jason saw that and put it right on the money. 2K is actually doing it decent, because that's Jason Kidd in a nutshell. That's him. I've never been more excited to watch 2K simulation. I've never been more excited. And we're getting there right now. Okay, so we're back into Tim Hardaway. 22 seconds to go, down by 1. No passing. I thought he was giving off to Hal Greer. He decides not to. Tim is just taking up as much time as he can. He's trying to get around that corner, but Bill Russell's there. That's Bill Russell. Do you not know? Oh, you can't foul. That would be clear path. All right, so they pull it out and they can foul. Wow, did he not get the memo? Jason Kidd with the kiss to the sky. I'm really liking Jason Kidd's play. I'm being honest with you. I'm really liking it. Okay, but no matter what, even if he makes his free throw, it's still a 1-possession game with 6 seconds to go. There's no timeout, so they got to move that ball. Jason Kidd, shot number 2 is up and in. It was only 76%, but it went in anyway. All right, now it's time. Hal Greer gets the ball. He passes it to Bob Pettit, the opposing team, and just like that, the game is over. All right. Oh, maybe not. It's 2.5 seconds, and Bob Pettit is the worst free throw shooter of all time. Okay, that's 100%. He went from 0% to 100%, and they can just celebrate because there's nothing that can really happen. Tim Hardaway full court shot almost went in, and that's wraps. Hal Greer passes it to Bob Pettit to end the game. That's kind of lame. But Bill Russell gets ring number 12. He's just that guy. Bill Russell can't lose even if he wanted to. Finals MVP goes to Bob Pettit, who averages 17, 6, and 4, and got the clutchest steal to close out the series. So what do we find out today? The 2nd overall pick is the best pick to have. So Chet Holmgren, who's just drafted 2nd overall, he might end up on this list in a few years. Who knows? This man Ja didn't even get any PT this season. Ja Morant, no PT. It's just the way it is. If you got to this point in the video, you had to enjoy something, so leave it a like, subscribe to the channel, and come back tomorrow around the same time because there will be another video. I'll see y'all then. Peace.